Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Nigerian in London. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not new here, thank you so much for coming back. My name is Jabi and today's video is all about culture shock. If you're wondering what I mean by culture shock, I am Nigerian. I moved to the UK 5 years ago. When I first moved, I had so many moments where I would wonder, what the hell is going on? Why is this normal, this situation to everybody except me? Moments like that, that's culture shock. People in this country, they love small talk. And I think I've mentioned it in a few videos now, I am not a small talk person. I'm quite an introvert first of all, and I really just struggle with small talk. I do understand the spirit behind it. It is just like having a chat and like getting to know people or feeling the silence or whatever. But this country, hey, especially at work, small talk kings and queens, that's them here. Paid leave being an entitlement, not something you like really beg for, or you have to tiptoe around your manager or superiors to get time off work. For the most part, I think it is surprising to me because I do not believe that is the case in Nigeria in particular. I know that's not the case in America, but the fact you are just entitled to, as long as you've given enough notice, having time off, go on holiday, live your best life. Legally, I believe you have a minimum, I'll put the number up here, a minimum number of days that your employer has to give you off, paid as a full-time employee. African food being expensive. This is it. The shock of this one, the prices of yam, the prices of okra, the prices of pomo. When you see, I bought pomo the other day. If you don't know what pomo is, it's like basically smoked cow skin. It's the cheapest thing back at home. I bought a pack of like just 3 or 4 and it was £5. It hurt my soul, but I really wanted to eat it. African food can be so expensive. Not everything, but boy, the sizes of houses or apartments. Guys, especially your first house hunting situation, they show you some houses and you really just wonder, like, is it a human being, a grown adult that's meant to live here? Because this doesn't make sense to me. House hunting, especially your first house hunting situation in the city, in London in particular, will open your eyes to the spaces, the sizes of space that they call a home. The worst part is you hear the prices of said cupboard-sized bedrooms and you just be in shock. So the fact that there's parts of the UK who have their own language that's not English, not even like a different accent situation, and that is in Wales. Guys, I promise you, I have tried to Google pronounce this thing. I can't say it, but I will put it on the screen. It's an actual language. There's parts of, I think even when you go on the government website, you can translate parts of it to that language instead, the Welsh language, and that was really like, I did not know that. So I don't know if this is only shocking to me because I'm Nigerian and Yoruba and we're kind of known for being a bit nosy, but the fact that it's possible to have neighbors and either not know who they are, or just know who they are, see them kind of, and never talk to them. Like, it is so common here and it's so wild to me. I do think though, I found that it seems to be more common in London. It seems to be more common in London than out of London, because people are much more friendly once you get outside of London. People say hi on the street, stuff like that. But especially in London, it is easy. You can live years and never talk to your neighbor. Wild. Especially for like younger kids, like when maybe they're in secondary school or even uni, you see kids talking about going to sleep over in their boyfriend's house going to sleep over in their girlfriend's house, and these are people who still live with their parents, and you're thinking, I don't know if that's just me, that would never happen in my household at that age, but it's really common here. I've heard even secondary school kids talking about going to sleep over in their boyfriend's house. I'm just like, wow, must be nice. Not going to people's houses except you've given them a lot of advance notice. Especially as a Nigerian, I think in our kind of culture and environment, it's quite normal to just like go to people's houses without telling them beforehand, just knock on the door and have a good evening with them, whatever. Here, however, I'm not gonna lie, even me now, if a friend of mine just shows up on my doorstep out of nowhere, I will actually be in shock. I'll be very confused. Not saying I won't let them in, but it's very unusual, and that's something that's like societally very different. So this one's a bit more unusual, right? But it's eating food from other cultures. It's such a normal thing here, such a common thing here, and I do really love it. It's something I've definitely embraced. And I don't know, like sometimes you eat Chinese food, eat Indian food, Thai food from all around the world, and I think the amazing thing about London is it's such a melting pot of different cultures. You have access to so many different cultures and so many different foods, and slowly it gets to the point where even outside of like going out to eat food from different cultures, different restaurants apart from your own, you almost get to the point where you start cooking it at home, start making a curry at home, making a stir fry at home. And yeah, I think it's really cool. And for the most part, I feel like it almost exposes you to different cultures and new things, trying out new things. I just really like this. Drinking tea. Now, it's probably a surprise to nobody that British people like tea. But when you really realize the amount of tea people drink, it is crazy. You know the worst part? I have been indoctrinated into this. I drink so much tea. I probably end up drinking like 5 to 7 cups of tea a day, probably even more, especially when I'm in the office. But I remember when I first moved here, like I didn't used to drink tea at all. And by the way, I just drink like English breakfast. It's nothing like fancy or anything. You'd be in the office and you see people have their first tea of the day when they sit down, and then like an hour or two later they come back, another tea. Around lunchtime, another tea. And you're thinking, is it tea you came to this office to drink? But it is quite normal here. It's very much a part of the culture, drinking tea. To be honest, I'm surprised we don't bleed tea in this country. Nobody does being passive aggressive as much as British people. They, unlike Americans for instance, I think, who are quite outspoken, if they don't like something they would probably just let you know or whatever. British people, they will just do all these things. They will like give you the eye, make the tisk tisk sound, like they're just disappointed in your existence. If you want to try this out, go on the tube and start making noise like an idiot. You see what I mean? What culture shocks have you guys experienced? Let me know in the comment section below. That is me for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.